Well, despite 60% of us rejecting the divisive voice to Parliament, the states are at it again, pushing ahead with their own treaties. The Queensland Government has today announced its path to treaty inquiry will begin on July 1. Joining me now is Warren Mundine, the Indigenous Forum Director at the Centre for Independent Studies. Warren, always lovely to see you. Thank you for joining us tonight. What will this truth-telling and healing inquiry, as it's called, achieve?
Look, it'll do what everyone else does. They'll sit around, have a conversation, come up with a whole wide range of ideas. And the thing that I can't understand, in Queensland, the no vote was 68%.
Wow.
And the yes vote was, 31%. And it's just bizarre that these Labor governments are going down this path, wasting monies and not giving any practical outcomes that will help people have longer lives, get jobs and get their kids to school and have housing and that. Total waste of time. I just went through the figures earlier today. South Australia, only 10% of Aboriginals voted. The no vote was 64%.
Wow.
In Victoria, where only 7% of Aboriginals voted, 54% voted no. And the figures just go on and on and on. Even in the Northern Territory, where the largest percentage of Aboriginals live, 60% of them said no.
This is the thing. They're rejecting it. So why are states still pushing ahead with the agenda?
Because they're on their own ideological push, which does nothing for Aboriginals. This is the same old, which has been happening for the last 50 years. We've spent nearly just under $1 trillion in this, and over that period of time. And look at the closing the gap figures. It's totally disastrous, and yet they keep on going down this track. I tell you what, it is a trap. They're trapping Aboriginal people in poverty. Peter Malinakis, I thought you had a brain, but obviously, you get slipping. The Queensland Premier, good news for him is that, look at the polling today.
Well, the polling's not too good. It sounds like it's all over for Stephen Miles. But it's interesting because there was bipartisan support. The LNP gave this bipartisan support up in Queensland, and now they're looking to change that. But why would they support it in the first place?
Well, this is the problem. They're a bunch of idiots. You look at in Victoria, they were the same. You look at New South Wales, Mark Speakman, what are you saying about going down this road of a treaty? For God's sake. You're wasting money. Look at the voting patterns in New South Wales for the New South Wales Aboriginal Land Council. They were lucky to get 1/6% of the eligible voters to actually get up and vote.
Which is nothing.
Nothing. This is embarrassing. If I had votes that these people had, I'd be ashamed to stand up there and say I actually represent Aboriginal people. It's about time that these fools, and they are fools, stop wasting taxpayers' money and actually had practical outcomes which are about getting economic development, getting jobs, getting education. Education's always the key, and getting people living longer lives, health and housing. Yeah. Look, I just despair that they're still doing the same rubbish we did for the last 50 years.